That's the number one question we can't answer for season three.
Where do we find Evan and Wrigley mentally when they're back on campus for this spring semester?
I think Evan is very mentally unsure of what's going on and how he's going to proceed. I mean, you end the last season with me admitting to Steven about Lucy and, you know, him making a promise or maybe not a promise, but him saying that he won't use it against me. But I don't know if Evan's quite sure about that and wants to be kind of reassured. And then hijinks ensues.
Yeah, I would say that Wrigley is gonna have a big change coming off of season two and coming off of Drew's death and everything. He's gonna that's something that completely breaks you. So he will either rise or fall from there, and you'll have to see.
Season three gives us the backstory of how Pippa and Diana actually became a couple in college. What do you think each woman initially sees in the other that she doesn't yet have for herself?
Feel like I when people looks at Diana and sometimes she loves it and sometimes it's infuriating, which is like what makes her crazy about her is like Diana is someone who's like not afraid to make a decision that she thinks is right that makes her unliked, and she like really has her own sense of like self and morals, at least like that's how Pippa views her. And um yeah, I think it drives her insane, but it's also like extremely cool and attractive.
I think that it's, yeah, kind of the opposite for Diana. I think that like she sees Pippa as like someone like like a beacon of safety. Um that and someone who's also just like really wholesome and maybe like and to put it in like kind of like the most simple in the simplest terms, but someone who is like, I mean, at least for Diana, someone who's pretty straightforward and she's not trying to trick you or like get one over on you. Um, and she really cares about her friends and her relationships too. And I think that like Diana admire and like I don't know, like where Diana's like maybe always putting herself first, like Pippa's always putting other people ahead of her. And I think that like Diana really admires that.
A lot of the relationships across the series are very loud and full of drama. Yours is a little bit more quieter and a little more of an internal kind of intimacy. How did you approach playing a relationship that develops through trust rather than chaos in a setting like Tell Me Lies?
Well, it's funny because like I've known Alicia for however many 4 years now, but we also Alicia lives in New York. I live in LA. And so and we haven't had a lot of scenes together. So we've hung out like, while we're shooting, but I think we just happen to have this similar schedule and also like wanted to hang out, and we like really developed such a closer friendship over the last year, which has been so fun, and like seeing tons of movies and just running around shopping and going on weird adventures and going to get food and stuff, and all of that just I think helps bleed onto screen because then you feel really comfortable and you trust the other person, and you don't feel like you have to play at a chemistry, if that makes sense, because I mean we had it already, but we just got to like feed it more. We had the time to kind of spend.
Yeah, and there wasn't like energy spent and like, okay, like let's get to know each other, because we already like
What's your favorite color? Where are
right,
your Britney
exactly.
Spears?
Because
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot of the times when you're especially like playing romantically opposite someone. It's like, okay, we gotta like fit a whole relationship into like 2 weeks, but like we had already had a strong foundation and like just got to continue to like build that. And it's so nice. It's such a privilege, honestly, to like work with someone who like you like love and respect so much.
And this show often examines toxic cycles in romantic relationships, but season three also puts a spotlight on male friendship. I'm curious, what do you think Evan and Wrigley represent about how men process accountability differently?
I think across the board, there's very little accountability for everyone in the show, and I don't think there's a lot of other than Steven being a big outlier. I don't think it's fun to see people take sides, and I think it's who you tend to connect with the most when it comes to the character being like, oh, but this character did that and did that. But you can do that for absolutely every character in this show. No, there's not a ton of accountability And if there was a lot of accountability taken in the show over the last 3 seasons, I don't think you'd have much of a show.
Yeah, I don't think it's as fun. I don't think
Yeah.
accountability isn't really fun as a concept in itself. So I think the less accountability, the better. I think some actions have come to light and people are forced to kind of face them. But I don't think there's a lot of let me think about what I did and try and right this wrong.
As scene partners, I'm curious, how has your rhythm changed over the 3 seasons?
If you've been watching a show for years and you absolutely love it, you're in the groove with them. But if you go back and you watch the pilot, it doesn't really feel like the same show. It always takes some time. And I think we had something right when we all met and we could feel that. But of course it's always going to grow.
Both of our first day was together, I believe, when we were doing that
Yeah,
walk-in
yeah,
scene
we
at
were at the
school.
yeah.
And that was fun because I mean I enjoyed doing scenes with Spencer, luckily, and we were
Wait,
able
did
to
you say the
talk.
school?
Wasn't our first scene us walking doing it, it was for like episode 4 or something
Oh,
like
for
that.
for season 3. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it was cool to kind of be back in that way, to be in that way and to be able to like kind of talk about, oh, we're back. Like what does this feel like? How do we move and how do we get back kind of in the groove too of things? Because it had been a while since we did it. So it was fun.
Congratulations again on the launch of season 3, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.